Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Mario with Super Customizer, and this is a little intro video to show you how you could use Genesis Super Customizer to completely design your theme from scratch using the plugin and just the Genesis framework or your Genesis child theme. So I have Genesis installed here, and I'm just going to customize it. Click Customize, and you can see I have all these built-in options now on the side. Just to show you for reference, let's take a look at what it looks like without Genesis Super Customizer. Alright, and this is what you got out of the box with Genesis. Basically all the stuff that you see in the options panel. So let's go ahead and reactivate this. Okay, so you can see right from the get-go you got a ton of awesome options here that you can just go through and start customizing to fit your design. So a lot of the options are built right in actually to existing panels that are already in the customizer. For example, the title and tagline now has all these different options that you can go ahead and use to manipulate the title and your description. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this an uppercase. Now you can see that's uppercase there. Put some theme colors. Go ahead and change the background. There's our background. Let's match the header. And many of these you'll have options where you could override some of the basic theme colors. So right from the get-go here on the theme colors, you have a theme main color and accent color. And these are global settings for the most part that affect other parts of your theme. So your theme main color affects things like links, title links, your header text, and the theme accent color works with Genesis eNews Extended, photo widgets area, pagination backgrounds, button backgrounds. And if you wanted to override these colors, you could just click Override Link Colors. All right, header settings. Drop this to 120. Padding here. Right now we have a couple different options besides uploading your own logo or header image up here. You have logo width and logo height, which is going to set the height of this area up here. So we have that already set to 80. So in my settings, I'm setting this to 120, which is 80 plus 20 for the top padding and 20 for the bottom padding. And let's enable the fixed header. And just by clicking that, now if I scroll down, you'll see I have this nice shrunk header with a slightly transparent background. And if I want the description to fade out when on scroll, I can click this. And now when I scroll, the description goes away. Add a little bit of a shadow to differentiate it from the rest of the site. Now I got a nice box shadow. Let's give it a little bit of border on the bottom. And we'll set this just... Cool. Now you can see my header a little bit better. Menus and navigation. This panel is one of the built-in panels that we've added a bunch of different cool options here for you to use. Let's override some of the colors. This option gives you the ability to remove the little space that's in between nav items at the top. You see here, you get this little space. If you want to remove that, you can just click that. If you're using a solid color background and you want them to be a little bit more uniform. All right, this is one of my favorite options here. If I wanted this wider, all I have to do is just drag this. So I want it to be 1400. Bam. And what's awesome is all of the other wrap settings or column settings or sidebars and widget areas in the footer, they all follow that wrap size and they scale accordingly. So if I wanted this smaller, go to 290 and all of it fits. Let's bring that back up to gloriously wide 1400 pixels. Awesome. Okay, let's change the color here for the backgrounds. Make it dark. I want to make all the content alpha be opaque in nature, so it has this nice kind of color overlay, so we have the ability essentially to make a theme that you could change the color of the background, and automatically everything in your theme now follows suit with that color. So these alpha sliders here are because WordPress hasn't used RGBA color picker. It only uses just a hexadecimal one, and I wanted to give the ability to choose the alpha of each color. So if you were trying to make a semi-transparent theme like this, let's change the color of this entry border here. Go down, make it match the theme with that transparent look. Cool. Right now, this entry border color changes the bottom meta info for post, and also the bottom borders for featured posts here. By default, the Genesis featured posts come with this little 2-pixel solid bottom border, so that also changes that color. Let's check out some comment settings. Let's give the header a background too. Give it some padding. And we'll make the borders follow the transparent feel. There we go. Let's make them a little bit thicker. Bam. All right, let's look at the forms too. I'm gonna make this white here, all white. Awesome, so now we got white text on that opaque form color. Let's change the input border color, alpha. There we go. And let's override some of the colors here. And we'll change this placeholder text. Change it to white. There we go. Let's change the focus color. Solid white. There we go. Do a couple things here on the sidebar. We'll modify these borders. Let's modify these borders here on the sidebar. Get this down at 10%. Button styles. By default, your buttons adopt the theme colors that you've chosen. So your accent color will go to the button color itself, and the theme color will be the hover color. And set a background color by default for all widgets. There we go. Now that'll override that color style that comes with that widget. Let's check some of the footer settings. Let's change the border style to solid for these right here. Let's override the default theme accent color, and we're going to just make it a little more opaque, so it takes a little bit more of that blue color in the background. There we go. And finally, footer credits. And right here you can see we have, so if I wanted to take this and change the background color, I could do that. Alright, and let's make it a little transparent, so basically it adopts this theme color here. Or if I wanted to adopt that theme color, I could just click this and it'll make the transparent color, or make the color, it'll make the background color transparent and adopt whatever your background color is. In this case, I'll just make it a little bit darker. And we can modify the link colors if we wanted to here. Let's give it a little more padding on the bottom. Cool. All right, to the breadcrumbs, if I was using breadcrumbs, I have a few style options here to add. Let's say enabled post. Click that, and now we have our breadcrumbs there. Now we can control the background color and a few different options to make it follow our theme style. Let's give it some padding. And give the background a little bit of transparency. There we go. Awesome. Can even change the font family if I wanted something like Times. That's a bad choice, but just to illustrate the point. And we can even change the link colors too. Let's make it this amazing orange. Oh yeah. All right. So there we go. And now I can save and publish this. Let's go take a look at our site. There it is. And if you see, if I get out of here, if I adjust this here, styles adopt. We still have all of our padding settings, and it still keeps its responsive form. What's cool now is that I can go here to the Genesis built-in import and export functionality, and I could export these customizer settings that I've just set, download it as a JSON file. And if I didn't like my styles, I could just re-upload the default settings .json file that comes with the plugin. Upload and import. And now if I go back to customize, we're back to square one. So Genesis Super Customizer comes with one example theme file that you could upload. And that one is called Flat Blue. And that is essentially what I just created in front of you. I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And now if I go and check out the site, we can see we basically got what we just created. There we go. Works nicely. So there you have it. Genesis Super Customizer version 1. Right now it's out for early adopters at a really low price. And I would love for you guys to go ahead and check it out and send me your feedback. Let me know what you think. There's going to be a lot of improvements coming here in the future. One of the major improvements is going to be faster design feedback so that the page won't have to reload every time that you click a color option or do something with styles. And there's a bunch of other things in the works too. So if you have any other ideas or extendability that you'd like to see this plugin use, please let me know. You could tweet at Super Customizer or go to supercustomizer.com to get more information.